Hey guys, I am back with another tutorial, and this time we are doing a cheer box. Now it is 8.5 by 11 sheets. You have both two parts for the top. You have two tops, two bottoms for front and back, because we are piecing together to make it a little bit bigger. And of course it comes with two sides and the bottom. So now I'm just going to cut this top piece, because what we're going to do is we're going to lay this top image on top of the skirt. And like I said, this is printed on 8.5 by 11, so perfect for all you crafters with standard printers like myself. And we are going to put it on top of that skirt, and it's just going to make our box a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to cut that little bottom piece off, but that was kind of unnecessary. You don't have to do that. And I'm going to show you how I didn't do that on the next one when I go for the back. So this is the front, and we're just going to place it like that. You don't want to place the shirt too much over the skirt, because you don't want it to cover that little senior, but you do need to bring it down a little bit so that it is even to the width of the top of the skirt. And we're just going to peel that little piece off and slide the sticker down, gliding the whole way. You do want to be careful, because you don't want any bumps and you don't want any creases. And then for this one, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to peel that little piece off, and this piece helps with control. And then we're just going to bring it down a little bit so that it is over that little skirt area, so that the top and the bottom connects. And this is how it's going to look. Listen, I already know it's going to be so cute, because this is so cute. And I'm just going to cut off the sides, the top, and the bottom, pretty much all the way. I'm going to cut off all the way from both sides before I place it. And then I'm going to head on and cut the top for the back so that I can place that down as well. Okay, so now that that is done, we are going to take the bottom and the top, and we're going to place it on this foam board just like I did the front. This is the back piece, just so we are clear. That's why it has that picture versus having that little window, that little peekaboo window. Child, I don't know what is wrong with me and these nails and peeling the back of the sticker, but I have the hardest time all the time. I don't know what it is. So I'm trying to utilize as much of the foam board as I can without making any of my images touch. So that's why I scooted it over a little bit. And then we're just going to put it on there, glide that on, and then we're going to do the same thing that we did with the front, which is place it on top, but not covering. And for this one, I didn't cut that little white piece off of the back. So you don't have to cut that white piece at the top of the skirt if you don't want to, because that truly doesn't matter. And boom, just like that. So now all we have to do is place the sides and the bottom. So for this, you are going to need maybe like one foam board and a little scrap piece, because I wasn't able to fit the bottom on this foam board. But I had a little scrap piece, so that worked out perfectly. Listen, and I had just took off my Gel X nails, and I still had some of that little glue on there, because that glue is hard to come off. I am looking at my nails as I'm talking about this, because the glue is still on here. So now I'm going to remove that, and as you can see, it can't fit any more pieces. So boom, I went and got a little scrap. And I'm just going to do the same thing that I did with all the other ones. Peel the back and stick it on. Smooth it down. Okay, so now that that is done, we're just going to cut all the pieces off. Now I like to make each piece manageable. So this is me cutting this little front piece off so that I'm able to control my cutting. And I'm having a hard time with this one because I think it's the granite at the bottom that's giving me a little bit of a problem to go all the way through. But yeah, we gonna get it done. We gonna get it done. Listen, and next time I'm definitely crafting on my little cutting board because this granite was just jacking up my blade. And it was just causing me too much havoc trying to for some reason it was just not cutting through very easily as it usually does. But yeah, now we're just cutting the white pieces off of the box of the foam board. Hell, the box we're gonna put together. And this is me changing my blade because I'm like, what is really going on? Maybe my blade is dull. But the minute I put it on this little foam board piece, it worked. So I knew it was the granite. I knew it. Because my blades be smooth as butter. So I'm just going to go through and I'm going to cut all the white areas off of the foam board. And boom, that is done. How cute. This box came out so cute. So this is me measuring to make sure that everything is going to go right. And now I'm going to add that double-sided adhesive so we can put down that acetate for our windows. Now, I cannot stress enough for y'all to get acetate and not use cellophane. So please get acetate and do not use cellophane. And I'm going to use that piece that I cut out to measure my acetate to go on the window so that it is perfection. So now that that's done, I'm just peeling off the protective coating over the double-sided adhesive and placing my acetate down and smoothing it down like that. I did have a little piece on the side that needed to be snipped as well as the bottom, but we gonna get it done. And boom, just like that, it is done. And now it's the best part of the haul, which is assembling. So now we're just gonna take our sides, and I always measure before I get to gluing to make sure that everything has worked out. And because I have that little piece right there by the skirt is what is causing me to be like, what is really going on? But it all came out pretty cute at the end, because that was the part that I was a little concerned about when making this box. But like I said, it all came out really cute. And as long as the bottom and the sides match, child, the box is going to be cute. And boom, like that. So this box was created for the sides to sit on top of the bottom. So that's why I'm going to glue the sides on the bottom first before I put them on the actual front and back of the box. And when gluing, you definitely want to make sure that when you're placing it on the bottom, you are placing it as close to the edge of that bottom as possible. And then you want to take a little scrap piece and just like clean it up. It's kind of like caulking. And this is me measuring the box to see how it's going to go. Child, this is my first time putting this box together, so, I mean, it still came out cute, but I did have a little bit of a, hiccup right there, because then I just noticed that the front piece of the box is a little bit too wide, and so therefore the side of the piece of the box is showing through the skirt window. So I'm definitely going to adjust that before I get to put in this template up, because it shouldn't be seen and it needs to be perfection. But the box still came out really cute. So I was definitely happy, and I was really happy that it's 8.5 by 11, sheets. I think it took maybe 2, 4, 6, 7 sheets, which isn't too bad. And now we're just going to glue the back, and boom, we are going to be done. And this box is so cute. And like I said, I will be listing the template, or you already have the template, and I will be adjusting that window, so it's already going to be done. And I thank you guys so much for watching. This box came out super cute. And until next time, happy crafting.